All right, we want to get to the action here as fast as possible, so Nathan Brooks, bring out our archers.
The last and final event of the evening is going to be the known pro division. Folks, your 5th place qualifier, if you've ever been to Six Flags in Missouri, he's right down the road in Sullivan, Missouri, shooting for Matthews, Remington, Boyer. Your 4th place qualifier from Montello, Wisconsin, he's Danelle's husband, and he's also a world champion archer, Jimmy Lutz. Your 3rd place qualifier from a little place in Alabama. This guy makes a living working on bows, and if it's Hoyt, he can tell you all about it. Matthew Burns. From Cranberry Township, your 2nd place qualifier, Cranberry Township, Pennsylvania, that is. Your 2nd place qualifier, shooting for Matthews, Brent, Platt. And your 1st place qualifier from Social Circle, Georgia. This guy, he's big time. That's what he's known as. Shooting for Elite Archery, Curtis Broadnax.
All right, Darren. So, yes, big time over there, Curtis Broadnax. He had himself quite a weekend. He's been hanging around the last tournaments, in the mix. Now he comes out there and comes into this shoot down in the lead.
Yeah, Curtis is kind of hot and cold at times, but, man, excuse me, you don't come in here in the lead in the known pro without having a great weekend. He's always in the mix. He'll shoot 120 X's in indoor nationals. He shoots a good indoor game. Curtis has got some game, and I'm anxious to see what he does with this lead right here, but he's got some heavy hitters behind him.
And so, Darren, we are now in a known distance division. So they're allowed to use rangefinders, so we will tell folks the antelope, target 1, 37 yards. The javelina, target 2, 41 yards. The black buck, target 3 at 34 yards. That hyena there, that is the long one, 48 yards. And the wolf, 32 yards. Curtis is shooting at the antelope at 37 yards.
Oh, he went for the 14 right off the bat.
We should say in known pro, these guys are going to be hunting that 14 ring.
They should. They're going to know the distance, and those 37 yard and in there, that's probably green light.
It's the javelina. That's Brent Platt there. Yeah, just.
I think it's just wide.
I think it is. Look at that line pulling. That's the definition of pulling the line, but. Oh, he got it. He got it. Scott Parrott says 14
points.
We should mention, folks, it's different from TV when there are lights, shadows cast. The perspective the camera gives you is different when you're down there where Scott is right up next to it.
10, 4, 60 for Brent.
So far with 29 bonus rings. Matthew Burns has 27 bonus rings.
Good look at Matthew. Man, he's holding steady.
He called upper.
Yeah, that's going to be a bonus ring.
462.
These guys know how to get them.
All right.
So we have Curtis at a 466, Brent 460, Matt 462. And now we're coming to Jimmy Lutz, who at our first tournament in Foley shot a record 60 up in his qualifying round.
Yeah,
but
that's
then
crazy.
He struggled a little bit when he came into the shoot down. And here again, he starts with an 8. Just
it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. And I want to just give props again to the ladies and gentlemen that judge these targets, the classes we just saw. These guys are all using a rangefinder. They know exactly how far away these targets are, so it's a little easier to hit those rings. But when you have a skill set of being able to judge those targets like everybody else does, it's so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
14 for Remington.
That's Remington.
That's a 462 if my math's right.
Yep. So he just jumped up into second place.
I would say he'll try to 14 this
Here's our
pronghorn too.
setup here.
Yeah, this is such a good look.
So you got Brent, Platt on the left, Matthew Burns in the middle, Jimmy Lutz on the right, and their targets that they're shooting at. All three have called upper.
You can see on that black buck as the weekend goes by, as the arrows continue to build up in those targets, that white paint chips away. That is a nightmare to aim at. You know, that's not so bad right there because there's, 16, 18 arrow holes in there. But when you get 60 or 80 arrow holes in that after a weekend, it's so hard to pick a spot and say, okay, that's where I want to hit. That there's some disadvantages to some of these targets over time. Ooh.
Jimmy just smoked a 14.
Jimmy smoked it.
Brent just shot a 12.
And he called upper. Let's see what Matthew does.
Matthew's on that long one. That's the 48-yarder.
It sounds like Remington Boyer did something special down there on that pronghorn, too.
I believe he had a 14. But let's take a look at Matthew Burns.
He called upper. He's still holding good. Just under
10.
Good 10.
All right. Yep, Remington Boyer is going to take a 14 here.
462, 4 points made our leader.
There's big time. Got the 12.
Yeah.
All right.
Tied with Matthew Burns.
That'll help his cause.
14 for Remington.
Wow, 476. That's so good. So good.
To the road. Losing 476.
Now, moving over to the Javelina. And Curtis Broadnax there. That's going to be a 12.
That is 12 points.
It's going to give him 478.
478. So he should still keep the lead.
Well, there you go. He's still got now he has a 2-point lead over Remington, but they're tied for bonus rings at 29 each. Brent Platt was already at 29 bonus rings.
Does Curtis have a known pro win? I don't know that.
Well,
I don't remember.
don't put that card away, Scott.
12 for Brent, 472.
Lose him to 472 and
Let's see.
I know he got second
Yeah,
at
actually,
Foley a couple years ago.
he says his highlight is 2 second-place finishes in known pro.
Okay, there
so
you go.
he wants that. He wants that win.
Mm-hmm. Matt Burns will take a 10, 472.
Mr. Burns, 472 and 28.
I know Curtis's dad, Dave, is here shooting this weekend, competing.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to see.
Oh, yeah. That's Curtis's biggest fans are his parents. They're with him at every event.
Is his mom here, too?
I think
did
she's
not-
at home working. David said,
Okay,
you need
yep.
to stay home and make some money this weekend. So I think she's at home working.
There's Jimmy Lutz.
Jimmy got the 14. So we got Curtis at 478, Remington at 476, and 3 guys at 472 if my math is right. Boom. Yep, updated on the screen. That is correct.
Jimmy Lutz, as Nathan Brooks mentioned, is a world champion in world archery.
Mm-hmm.
He shoots the World Cup circuits for Team USA. Does very well there.
No easy task to win a world championship in world archery.
No,
That talent pool is ridiculous.
crazy.
Every archery tournament, you have the best of the best there, and it's to win one is pretty special.
All right, so we're going to have Jimmy Lutz on the Antelope, Remington on the Javelina, Curtis on the Black Buck, Brent the Hyena, and Matthew on the Wolf.
We'll start your 1 minute now.
Good look at Curtis. There's Brent. Brent hit so many rings this weekend. He did shoot some 8s, but he had enough bonus rings to keep him in the mix. 29 rings is a potential score of 58 up. He ended up at 50 up, so he shot 4 8s on the weekend, which easy to do in bad lighting conditions.
Yeah, Brent's. Oh, another one for Jimmy.
That's awesome.
Remington kind of
Yeah, he got the
center 10.
Yeah,
All right.
he fell just under the upper.
Brent as well.
He shot
center.
the upper, hit just under it.
Matt Burns had a letdown. He's got 20 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time.
This kid holds good. He's got a nice looking shot. Nice.
Got it.
14.
14
man.
for
this
Matt.
This is good.
All right.
This is good.
All right, Jimmy Lutz.
Here we go. A
14. 4, 8, 6.
486. There we go.
That's the fifth 14 ring in this shoot down.
Remington
312.
on the javelina.
4, 8, 6 with
Center
a
10.
Yep, he fell just short of that upper, so he'll be at a 486 as well.
Now we're going to come over to Curtis. Yeah, just a little. Oh, Curtis.
Curtis,
All
12.
right.
Okay, Curtis, let's see if you can continue to extend your lead, or you're going to basically.
It's going to move him to 490.
Yep, 490. He
Not a way to do it.
He knows he needs every ring.
Yeah.
These guys are coming in hot.
We got Brent Platt, currently with the leader with 30 bonus rings. We're now tied with
So, and I'm pretty sure I'm accurate on this, but these 5 guys were not the 5 guys who were there in Fort Benning. Completely 5 new guys.
That's how competitive this class is.
This class is ridiculous.
10 for Brent.
482. There's probably 30 guys solidly who could win this division any weekend.
I think it's time to make it known pro 60.
60.
60 yard
Back
max.
'em up.
Yeah, back them up 10 yards. Some of them still shoot the same scores. They'd still shoot 50 up. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
14.
There we go for Matt Burns.
486.
486. All
So
right.
Curtis is at 490. Matt Burns 486, Jimmy Lutz 486, Remington Boyer 486, and then Brent Platt 482. Yes, my math is right.
Wow.
Still, that's only after 3 arrows. We got 3 more to go.
We haven't really had one runaway shoot down tonight. It's all been tight.
Yeah, Jeff's, the senior pro, was the biggest spread from first to second, but,
Yeah.
but Tony chipped away and shot 4 bonus rings there, and obviously Jeff ended up
Came to
winning.
the last
Yeah,
arrow,
it came down
yeah.
to the last arrow. I mean, he cut the lead from 13-point lead down to 1 at the final arrow.
So we're all ready.
Yeah. So
We'll start your 1 minute.
They're
Everybody taking
they're
a
all
look.
glassing for arrow holes, muscle definition, lines, finding something to aim at because they know exactly how far these targets are, and they can set their sight to that exact distance so they can hit it if they can see it.
Curtis is on the 48-yard hyena. So this is the longest target.
Just left
Just
of 12.
left.
That's a good 10.
That's 48 yards to take it. Jimmy Lutz has been 14 hunting. Let's see what he's got here.
Oh, he was going
Missed it.
for it. He said he was going to go for
He
it.
wanted it.
All right.
If he'd have hit that, that would have been huge.
Yeah,
That's a tiny
That-
14 on that javelina.
that is tiny.
Oh, Matt Burns did shoot at 14.
He did.
I think he got the top of it too.
14.
Here we go.
Did. That's
That
awesome.
away.
That's 500 already.
500.
Golly. If you break the 500 barrier at an ASA, you've done something.
There's still 2 hours to
Yeah,
go.
they're not done yet.
Next up.
Now we go to Jimmy Lutz.
Look how little that 14 is that he's aiming at.
Yeah.
8 points. 494. He said he was going for it. I saw him lip to somebody. I'm going for it.
Yeah.
And for Remington.
Remington on the black buck. Still shuffling. It must be a 12. Yeah.
All right.
4, 9,
98.
8.
All right. Curtis currently at 490.
This is so good. Curtis is going to have to shoot the 14 on this wolf.
Yeah. It's the shortest one at 32 yards.
Let's see if we can pick up a 12.
10 points. 500.
Took a good poke at it.
All right. So now we have a dead heat tie at 500. Given what Brent Platt has, we'll see how it all shakes out.
Even the crowd's chewing their nails. Everybody's on the edge of their seat.
Brent Platt.
496.
All right.
Matthew with 530 bonus rings.
So, Curtis and Matt, 500. Remington, 498. Brent, 496. Jimmy Lutz, 494.
Wow.
And James at
I don't think Jimmy has anything
bonus rings.
to do but shoot at the 14.
For
and
sure.
The 14 on the black buck is the same size as the 14 on the javelina. It's tiny. But I think
Yeah, we haven't seen anybody shoot at that one yet.
it's tiny, and I think if he wants a chance to win, he has to 14 this target.
Yeah.
Just for Jimmy. Because he's 6 points behind the leaders. You can't go into the final arrow 6 points behind.
Here's Curtis on the shortest target, the wolf.
He will more than likely shoot the 14 here. Looks pretty confident in what he's doing out
Does.
there.
Oh, I
believe
think he got it.
I believe he got
I
it.
think he got it.
That'll help a bunch.
Matt Burns is shooting that javelina. Let down.
Remington shot.
Remington's away.
He shot the hyena. Matt's looking hard. He's shooting the javelina, so I wonder what he's up to.
Brent went for the 14. He's in the right area, but I didn't hear a cheer.
Matt's called the upper, so he's trying to shoot the upper 12 on the javelina. He's holding that bow so good. Keep working it. Nice shot. Oh, just tall.
Just tall. Wow.
Man.
I want to see Brent's arrow here because
There's a good look at Brent.
he's in the
Platt.
right.
Left side, maybe? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think he got it. Yes.
He
Got it.
Wow. So that's 510?
Yeah. 510.
Matthew Burns is tied for the lead going into this round at 530 bonus rings. That's with Matthew doing the javelina.
Yeah, that one's going to hurt.
8 for Matthew.
8 for Matt. 508.
Especially since
First place tie.
Curtis hit this one, we believe.
2 points.
Curtis has done everything he needed to do so far. He didn't give anything up, and he hit those rings.
Here comes Jimmy Lutz. Did he go for it?
Oh, he did. He did. That thing's so little. I think it's just under it.
Oh, man. Boy, they're giving a good long look at it. Wow. He's shuffling. That is so close, Darren Christianberry, man.
He's gonna give him the 14.
He got it.
14.
There it is.
That leaves him to 508 and 28 bonus rings.
Wow.
508.
Matthew and James are now tied at 508. We gotta see what
Now Remington, I don't know what he did. He's shaking his head no.
So he's a
10.
10.
All
So
right.
he's a 508.
He's at 508.
Curtis is in the catbird seat
He
right
is.
here. He's going to have a 4-point lead over Brent, 6-point lead over the rest of the field.
too good. All right, Curtis Broadnax went into this round with a 530 bonus rings. Let's see what he comes away with here.
Oh yeah. There we go.
514.
So
Curtis, a world of
everybody's shooting the last arrow, which isn't unusual for this division.
510 with 32 bonus rings.
But
Matthew, James, and Remington.
There's so much math to do on bonus rings. I'm going to let Mike tell me how the shooting order is.
James has 28 bonus rings. So we go to the final arrow. Shooting first is going to be James. Second will be
okay, so it sounds like Jimmy Lutz will be going
Jimmy
we
will,
think he's shooting first.
Yeah, Jimmy
at
will
508.
probably go first. Then Remington and Matt are tied all the way around on bonus rings. So probably Remington will go second because he was lower seated. Then I'm going to guess Matt's going to go. Then I'm going to say Brent Platt's going to go. And then Curtis is going to get the last arrow. That's the best guess I've got.
Yeah.
Wow.
For our last chance archery, last chance arrow. I hope Scott stretches this one out.
I do too.
I'd like to see
see him, because it's known,
Yeah.
I'd like to see him use.
Make him earn it.
They could even do the deer. I mean, it's got a standard size 14 in it. They don't have to penalize them by using the javelina or the black buck because they are significantly smaller rings. But if they do the deer, put it out there where they got to really get after
Yeah.
it. You know, these guys have shot awesome.
All right, once again,
If you put it at close distance, not much can change. And that's great for Curtis. That's what he's hoping for. But if you put it at distance and you make a special shot, you're going to get rewarded. And it's marked up good.
Yeah, it's the hyena is the farthest. That was 48. They are shooting at an angle now.
They're going to shoot this deer,
It's-
and it's marked up well.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess it's in the 40s. It might be. They did move them up though. I don't know.
Well, you know-
there's this perspective. So I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna guess that it might be in the 38, 39. If that hyena was 48.
Yeah. They moved him up some.
Deer's
but yet
closer. The
short.
archer moved up. It might be in the high 30s. Watch Jimmy's bum come around here. He is a command shooter. Got it.
He's got it mastered.
He
I
does.
just have to laugh and say that's good. Hats off to him.
He's one of the ones who has
5,
mastered it.
22.
looks like we got a guy shooting a 14.
522.
There we go.
James, he scored 522 points this weekend with 29 bonus rings.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow. All right.
All right.
Next up is
It's
Remington Boyer.
Far from
Remington
over.
Boyer. Here we go.
Remington Boyer.
Dead tied with Matthew Burns.
Yep, that was
He
right.
needs a 14 to stay tied with James. And we lead on
This is rangefinder. Double checking.
Remington need the 14 ring.
I don't know if I'm nervous or if it's cold in here.
I think a little of both.
The air conditioner's working good, isn't
Yeah.
it? Well, we know what Remington's going to do. He's going to shoot at it.
Yeah.
We just have to decide or wait and see if he's going to hit it.
Each one of these arrows is going to be worth thousands and thousands of dollars to these gentlemen.
Yeah, Mike Tyrell is mentioning that
Remington, you ready? We'll start
this is thousands of dollars that these guys can make or break.
Yep. Big arrows. Sure is quiet.
That sounded funny. He missed.
I bet he set his sight wrong. Or I bet he didn't set his sight.
He looked right at his sight.
508.
Well, hey.
I bet he forgot to set his sight.
Oh, that hurts.
All right. Next up, Matthew Burns, currently at 508 with 30 bonus rings. He needs.
Let's see if he goes over.
No.
Yep.
Yeah, went
Straight
over.
over top.
He must have misset his sight.
Yeah.
He probably misset it by 5 yards, I'm guessing. That's
Remington, don't let that get you down. I saw Jeff Hopkins do that in Foley about 3 years ago, and he just won
happens.
a big one today. So
That's just one of the things. You just never know. I mean, you got to set your sight right. You got to get the breaks. You got to draw the right order when you're out there shooting your qualifying round. You got to get a call on a close arrow in the shoot-off. There's just so much that has to go your way to win one of these tournaments.
here we got Matt Burns Shooting that new Hoyt Stratus.
I'm impressed with this kid's form. He holds that bow so good. Like his shirt is not even moving.
He's like a statue.
I know it. That's awesome. Got that bow aiming good for him.
Nothing. Got it.
Smoked it.
Wow.
When you hold that steady, it makes it way easier to hit those rings.
I mean, his fingers weren't moving. Nothing was moving.
I know it. Great shot, Matt Burns. 5:22 with 30 bonus rings. So he's ahead of Jimmy right now.
Yeah.
31 bonus rings, and James is now at 522 and 29 bonus.
31 bonus
31
rings for Matt.
Yeah.
Matt is at 510. He needs a 12 to take second place.
Jimmy with 29. So yeah. So Brent Platt.
To have a chance to beat Curtis.
A 12 will get him the head of the 522s, but
he's not shooting.
No, he's shooting at the 14.
Has to.
He's shooting at the 14, and then Curtis has had to sit there and watch everybody pound this ring in front of him, knowing what he's going to have to do.
All right, my friend.
Curtis looks pretty determined this time. I think he's going to take advantage of this opportunity. Let's see what Brent does.
Yeah, Curtis would just need a 10, unless Brent hits this one.
He's holding that bow pretty good too.
Yeah. Got
it. 5:24.
So.
A 12 will win.
Well, a 10. What about bonus rings?
Yeah, if he shoots a 10, they're tied. Brent wins on bonus rings.
Oh, Brent does.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he shoots a 10, Brent
Okay.
wins on bonus rings. If he shoots a
Gotcha.
12, he shoots a 526 and wins. If he shoots a 14, he wins. If he shoots a 8, he would be tied with Matt Burns for second.
So he's got to go for the 12, because a 10 keeps him in second.
I don't know. I think he goes for the 14. Wow. I think this is an all or nothing right here. You got to hit it to win it, because if you go to a shoot off or you're tied, you risk losing it again.
The 12 gets him 26.
Yeah, and a 10.
And a 10
gets him second place.
gets him second place.
Mm-hmm.
But the 14, and he misses.
Yeah.
Now he may fall off the podium altogether.
Let's see what he does. Big arrow Curtis.
Yeah.
Looks pretty steady.
Oh, I heard it.
12.
Yeah, upper 12. He had to. That was a smart play.
26, and that's your winner right there.
Good for him. First win.
Curtis Broadnax is your champion.
I talk to him every time I go out there. Nice, super nice kid.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to win. Like you said, sometimes he's hot and cold.
Yeah. It's just archery.
Ah, yeah.
Just
That's
archery.
awesome to see him get his first win there.
Congratulations, guys. We look forward to giving you your.
I'm excited to hear how
Yeah.
he's feeling about this. He's getting we've got the cameraman coming over. Curtis has the headsets on there. Curtis, big time. First win, known pro. How does that feel?
Man, it's incredible, PJ. Man, I can't quit shaking right now.
How did it feel on that last arrow? You know, you had to have that 12, had to have that bonus ring, but you were crushing them all the way through.
Man, it was just I drew back and I come down over it, and it was just shaking all over it, and I just tried timing the punch right.
Curtis, you shot solid out there in that shoot-off. You earned that win right there. I'm glad to see you do it. In the last arrow, actually on camera, your stabilizer looked pretty darn steady. So were you feeling it really bad there, knowing you had to have a 12?
Yeah, well, it was pretty much the same thing the whole time. I had the same nerves the entire time, and just, I guess, shook through them, I guess.
Buddy, congratulations. I'm proud of you. I'm glad to see you get that first win.
Thank you very much, Mr. Darren.
Congrats, Curtis. Great win for you.
Thank you, PJ.
All right, folks, thanks for tuning in to the broadcast tonight from the Easton Hoyt Pro-Am. I am PJ Riley. For Darren Christianberry, Nathan Brooks, thanks everybody for joining us. We will be back next in London, Kentucky. See you then.